Welcome back to another week of the SKL Competitive CSGO League. This is Season 3, and I am here with Cody tonight.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Cody, how are you doing?
Not bad.
That's good, it's good. You ready to cast some Counter-Strike tonight?
I was born ready.
Awesome. And I am, of course, Galen, and for anyone who knows our production schedule recently, we are, of course, casting this off of a replay. So just to give you all kind of an idea of what's been happening in the league so far, we're going to be casting you a week 2 match tonight, bringing you RiZe Alliance against Ricochet. That is, of course, a Group B match, and if you don't know how our group system works out, we have 12 teams in the league, with 6 being from Group A and 6 from Group B. So giving you a quick idea of what happened in Week 1, our 6 teams from Group A are Heaven's Gate, New Respawn, Heatstroke, Clout9, Gravity Gaming, and Hot Garbage. Heaven's Gate and New Respawn had a close match on Mirage last week, with Heaven's Gate winning at 16-13. Heatstroke and Clout9 had a bit of a one-sided affair, with Clout9 taking that match 16-2. And Gravity Gaming and Hot Garbage had once again a fairly one-sided match, with Hot Garbage on Inferno winning at 16-8. That leaves 3 of the teams obviously with 3 wins and 3 with 3 losses, which will come into play as the season gets later on. We're going to be running a 5-week season here in the SKL, with each team playing every other team in their division once, and then the top 4 teams advancing off to playoffs. Moving over to the Group B side, we have Obama and the Grugs, and Sika Bliat, RiZe Alliance and Dat, and Ricochet and Agency. Obama and the Grugs started off the season playing Sika Bliat, where they got handily taken care of by Sika Bliat, 16-1 on Inferno. RiZe Alliance played Dat on Inferno also, and in a close affair, they lost just barely 16-13 to Dat. And Ricochet and Agency had a competitive game on Mirage, with Agency taking that one 16-10. That leaves Agency, Dat, and Sika Bliat each with 1 win, currently ahead in the league. So, what do you think about what happened in Week 1 there, Cody?
Um, I'm not really seeing much of shockers. Some of the teams that we expected to be the higher up teams, showing that they are still in that position. Um, I'm partial to the Heatstroke game because, of course, I was a part of that. I think Heatstroke is a lot better than what they're showing.
That's definitely yet to be determined there, Cody. We will see in the coming weeks if they have anything more to show based on their performance in that first game. I am not convinced.
Fair,
uh,
fair, very
for
fair.
those who don't know, yes, Cody is indeed the captain of the Heatstroke roster. We are just having some good fun there. But RiZe Alliance being a new team to the league, and Dat coming second place last season, what do you think of their 13-16 match there?
Uh, it's exciting. To see a
Yeah,
new team come in and be competitive.
it's like I believe I looked over that demo a couple times, and they played some good Counter Strike. It's always nice to see some new blood coming in with some new strategies and some real talent.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Yeah, looking onto this week, we've got some good matchups. The one we're about to cast, RiZe Alliance against Ricochet. What do you think? How are you feeling about this matchup specifically?
Um, well, I don't know a whole lot about RiZe Alliance,
Mhm.
personally, but Ricochet I know was a team in season 2, and they've always been kind of this middle of the pack team, like that. Like they're good, but they're not excellent, and I'm really hoping they made a few roster changes over the off season, and I'm hoping to see that they have made the adjustments they need to be to on top.
Yeah, me as well. They've always been a team just around, just to kill, just a knife's edge away from making it deep into playoffs, winning a lot of close matches. They are the perennial second place team in every match they play in, except when they seem to play against my rosters. I think I've definitely only beat them a handful of times. They are definitely a talented. So looking at the picks and bans, we had RiZe Alliance banning out this one first, and they decided to remove Vertigo from the pool. Ricochet, wanting to maybe move towards the less common maps, took out Mirage. RiZe Alliance, disagreeing with them, took out Nuke, which Ricochet was responded with an overpass. RiZe Alliance removed Train and Ricochet Dust 2, leaving us with the oh so classic map of Inferno. Really, I'm not too surprised with what we ended up with here, Cody.
I can't say I'm either. Inferno's bread and butter. I think Inferno was the most played map in season 2.
I think it may have honestly, until we got up to the best of threes, it may have been above 50% pick rate. It was easily the most played, and I think that it's definitely the strong point on a lot of teams for this league. Probably, it would be safe to say it's a comfort pick of a lot of teams.
I think we're ready to hop into some knife round action.
Definitely. Getting into the knife round now, we have. This is bound to change, but we have RiZe Alliance starting on the CT side knife. I know on Inferno, CT side knife is really important for a lot of those professional teams. They feel like they really have an edge starting out knifing here.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can convert it into a win.
I've noticed a general trend of T-side looking really strong on Inferno at the moment. But
yeah, that's. I wonder if RiZe Alliance will choose to take advantage of that T-side. Nope, they have decided to take the more comfort pick of staying on the CT side, and that definitely makes sense given the meta and given how a lot of less experienced teams tend to play.
yeah,
The CT side is always more comfortable, even
yeah,
if
for
it's
sure.
not going well. Like I know,
Definitely not the wrong choice.
yeah.
It's
I mean, you've
either
got to play
way if
them
you
both
feel more
anyways.
comfortable on either side.
Yeah, it's really a question of where you feel like you'll get the momentum going for your team. So getting into right into round one here, it looks like Ricochet is going for a bit of apps control, maybe making some noise towards mid, but they are watching out for that push down banana, which looks like it may be coming. Ricochet with a great read on this round. And have they seen these players push down mid?
Oh, and Traden with a turnaround.
It's a good thing Traden turned around quick because it didn't seem like his team was doing anything down the mountain. 10-4 does get a pick going down banana though, and they have gotten the 2 picks on the B players. They're now pushing up banana, and if they're quick, they should be able to get the site safely.
Just a little bit of a stall there from 10-4 before exploding out on the site. Might be enough for a quick shutdown here by RiZe.
10-4 does get taken down, but it seems they will get the plant. There is a player coming in through the coffins area, but 2 quick picks on for Ricochet, and it is now only hobos.
It's only hobos left here in this cathedral. Going to be taken down by Majestic. Ricochet looking pretty confident there on their pistol round.
Yeah, it's definitely the start they wanted. On the T side, you want to build up a lot of momentum quick and really keep the CT side under wraps. You don't want to be letting them get any momentum, especially on a map like Inferno.
Ricochet coming out the break here. Just 1 AK and a Galil on the T side after winning the pistol round. Mac 10 and a shotgun. That shotgun looking to do some damage. Hopefully get a little extra money on the side of Ricochet. Nothing really too crazy from the eco here of RiZe. Just playing the standard 3A 2B.
Yeah. It looks like they've gone for the 0 investment as well, so they should be able to get some a nice buy or a nice force into the next round. Whether or not they choose to wait for the full buy into round 4 will be into round 4 or buy into round 3 will be the question.
And that Nova picking up a kill, that's going to be a lot of money there for trading on this next round.
Yeah, they're definitely getting the kills where they want them to be. The Galil obviously not super valuable, but the Nova picking up 1, and it looks like Widow may be going for the other right now. He does get dinked in. Widow does get taken out. It looked like he checked that corner as well.
Yeah, people often just kind of take a little look. They won't look at it fully, and that's when they often get caught out in those kind of situations. And that looks to be what Widow did. Or, Yeah.
luckily for him, he only lost the Mac 10, but he is right now with Cmundo picking up a Mac 10 kill, making some good money for him there.
Yeah.
They did manage to recover the AK though, but they traded the Galil instead of the Mac 10. Interesting choice by Ricochet.
Yeah, I would say it comes down to a lot of personal preference at that point. The Glil, obviously a stronger weapon, but the Mac 10 with the mobility and the accuracy while moving.
Very true. And I believe this may actually be pre-Galil patch, so even weaker in this game than it normally is. It does look like Ricochet will be playing against a fairly full buy. The nice thing about playing the more amateur style that a lot of the teams in our league tend to play, teams are definitely not going to hesitate to buy with minimal utility if they can get rifles and armor.
Yeah, cut and clear example of RiZe spy here. Very little utility. I'm expecting a Ricochet to... Well, I would expect them to execute after the double smoke from RiZe. But it doesn't look like they really know what they want to do quite yet.
It's curious to know if Ricochet actually knows how limited on utility RiZe is right now. They seem kind of tentative to push in, possibly fearing a Molotov or a smoke splitting them up.
Here comes the execute from Ricochet. 10-4 sitting in mid, watching the rotation.
It doesn't look like RiZe actually knows it is a B hit. And that is after the picks onto the B site. 10-4 does get picked off towards A, but the B site is already firmly under Ricochet's control, and they have gotten 2 picks and a rotator, leaving only Panda King and Tonko 1 tap to try and retake against an AWP. A little bit of damage. And a nice shot onto Spade, but Traden trades it out, as he does. Tonko 1 tap goes down, and Panda King runs for the hills, giving Ricochet the quick 3-round lead.
Yeah, Ricochet looking extremely confident on that first buy round.
And I feel like they'll be looking good moving further on. This is... I feel like we're about to see why it's a bit of a risk to go for the buy that RiZe on the CT side.
Also, RiZe, when they had full assault rifles there, they just let Ricochet walk on the site with no contention. I believe one player is hiding in dark and one player is hiding in orange. First orange?
Yeah.
And they just let get them up close.
It looked almost like they were playing anti-flash, or as if perhaps they had a stack hoping they could burst out and maybe catch Ricochet off guard. Not sure what they were thinking there, but it was definitely an unusual play by them. Now put onto the Force with their money being out of sorts, only about 2,000 on each player after their Tonko 1 tap getting a quick kill onto Spade, but Widow trades it out, putting it into a 4v4.
4v4 is always in favor of the T side. Less members on the defense means always easier to take.
But if they choose to go towards this B side, it definitely won't put them in a good spot. There is the stack, even if it is a pistol stack. As everyone who plays Counter-Strike knows, pistols do a lot of damage, especially when they hit you in the head.
I mean, you can say that about everything in this game.
Yeah. And with aim like RiZe Alliance may be known to show, we'll find out in the next few rounds. It's always risky pushing onto a site like this. With a new team, you don't know always how crisp their aim is, so pushing into a site like this is always scary, especially when you're against an eco like this. Those headshots always seem to come out.
It looks like they read the stack. It's a perfect rotation here from Ricochet.
It'll be on to Panda to try and do something about it now.
This push on through the apps is going to be so vital here. 10-4 easily picking them up, which was all they needed to get on the site here.
Hobos does actually catch one behind though, and 10-4 will be able to get into pit safely, but it looks like RiZe is just going to try and hold Ricochet onto site, but Traden doesn't want to let that happen. Quick shot onto Baba. Now only 2 players left on RiZe Alliance, and Mundo looks like he wants to save that AK.
Widow picking up hobos on Boiler. Looks like it's just going to be another save here for RiZe, this time on Simundo with the AK. So that might be able to come into play next round, hopefully.
Yeah, they should be able to get a fairly healthy buy. They might be a little bit light on utility, but they have picked up a bit of a losing bonus here, so it should be alright.
So far, RiZe looking a little shaky on their side of the map they chose.
After losing that pistol and then losing the force buy, it's always a hard start. They'll be a little light on utility again, maybe, but they should have a lot better of a buy than they did going into round 3, so
yeah,
this will really be the decision for them on how they play this half.
Yeah, finally full buy here, full utility and op. Only one smoke on Taco, throwing it early. Big nade damage on Banana by hobos, hauling it off.
Traden actually going down. Molotov's too strong for Traden, and the op is down, and a little bit more damage beyond that even. A great start for RiZe without even seeing any of the players from Ricochet.
The round gets completely slowed down here, as RiZe doesn't want to give any sort of advantage back into the T's favor. And the T's just holding map control at the moment.
You can tell that the round for Ricochet is completely on its head now. They looked like they wanted to go for that fast B, and it got completely shut down with those nades.
Taco.
That pick onto Taco, though.
Yeah, Spade's been looking extremely crisp here with his aim.
Definitely a great pickup for Ricochet. He was a good player before he was on their team, and it'll be interesting to see if he manages to transition into a good role on their team.
So far, it looks like he's doing most things right. Looks like it's going to be a hit here. Nade's going into this pit, going to force panicking into an awkward position, getting taken down by Spade. 10-4 coming
nice
through.
Shot there by 10-4.
Coming through the smoke, completely oblivious to it. Bubba, watching for the Spade push, gets taken down.
Bubba did have the edge on 10-4 there and just didn't manage to hit his shots before he was taken down with a headshot, unfortunately.
And RiZe is on another save, this time saving an AUG and an op.
CT side definitely isn't going well for RiZe, but you've got to wonder if they're really worried at this point, because they've had their economy under them for, one round now, right?
Yeah. They've had a decent buy 1 round and a full buy 1 round, so... You know, if I'm on RiZe, I'm saying this isn't as serious as it seems at the moment. We can bring this back.
Yeah, I think we've all been in games that we've won that started out something like 7 or 8 to 1, so... Anyone who's played the game seriously has been in this position and worse before and still managed to bring it back, so it'll just be a question of if RiZe are disciplined enough to not let this get to them.
The FAMAS buy here on Panda King, otherwise mostly full buy. Really utility. Panda King pushing up and getting fixed. Triple kill from Panda King. Pushing up through mid, not expecting him in the smoke.
A beautiful kill by Banana, and Kobo's pushing up Banana. It looks like this aggression is going to work out for him. Traden doesn't know it, but he's being flanked from Banana. He's being pushed from mid. He is completely surrounded with the op, trying to push them. And he will go through the flames, get a shot onto Panicking. And now he's trying to run. Up gets another shot on the bubble, but he is flamed. He is shot. Mundo takes him down. That is a deadly round there from RiZe.
Just complete aggression, catching Ricochet off guard. Ricochet has been so aggressive in this first 6 rounds, and then they just got shut down by counter aggression.
And it was wonderfully played. Panicking really bringing them into that round, and then the entire team making sure they didn't let go of that advantage. Nearly letting it slip to Traden at the end there, though.
Yeah, that was an excellent effort from Traden.
Some nice nade damage once again down Banana for RiZe.
Yeah, Majestic hit down only 26 HP. That's gotta hurt.
An interesting flash there by 10-4.
Oh, it's Spade picking up Taco in the boiler area.
I don't even think he knew what he was shooting at there. He might be a little bit surprised getting that kill. Looks like he was flicking off when he got the kill.
Yeah, those pre-fires are a lot of fun when you get them. Trade not expecting the guy in dark position, getting him picked. Widow tagging him up a little bit, but it looks like Bubba's going to get away safely here. So with that damage towards mid, they're going to switch sites back to B over here. Obo's in a position to rotate quickly, but mostly it's Simendo up there by himself.
And down he goes. It is now who gets taken down on the rotate. This might be another early save call by RiZe.
Yeah, Widow just absolutely devastating pushing through that smoke in the cathedral.
Maybe wanted to give RiZe a taste of their own aggression after the last round.
Not Ricochet.
And
Ricochet not malicious like that.
When I think non-malicious teams, it's definitely got to be Ricochet, Dat, Agency. Agency would never delay a game.
Season 2 jokes. But we are in Season 3 now, and it looks like it's going to be another round for Ricochet. 6-1 on the half on T-side. Excellent T-side from Ricochet.
They're really showing, aside from the one round, that they have control of the side. Ooh, both players barely living there. If it had gone on for another second, one of them was going down. But yeah, Ricochet showing some great nade knowledge. Their B-site hits especially, they seem to be able to smoke off just about everywhere.
Yeah, this Ricochet team looks completely revitalized. And it's a really nice sight to see.
Ricochet definitely has been one of my favorite teams to watch. Definitely one of the teams I want to do well every season of the league.
Getting some information coming out of here, but Deadport is going to eventually pick him up. Counter flash, too late to help save Hobos.
It is now just Simendo once again on the B site.
And Ricochet is sending a lot of pressure over there.
An aggressive position there from Simendo, but that smoke might be making him feel a little bit more confident. Along with his teammate in Bubba coming from the top of the side.
Oh! What a shot from 10-4.
Widow does get spotted with the bomb. RiZe doesn't seem to want to but does manage to get 10-4 through the smoke. It is now into a 3v3. Bubba peeking back out, takes down Spade. Only 2 players left on the Ricochet side, and they have not made any grounds towards the B site, but they have lost the bomb.
Oh, and a little late of a peek out there by Taco. Could have easily picked up Traden, but sometimes opportunities are just missed. It looks like Ricochet is going to head back towards the A site. Nice molly from Panda to let him know that there's still pressure there. They can't just rush out. 13 seconds left on the round. I don't see them having time to do this.
Especially not with Taco taking the position he just took. The round has now ended. Widow does manage to get the kill, but will he get traded out?
Oh,
he
not
does manage
quite.
to save. Lucky there by Widow, once again, just barely living through a round. And it should be another buy here for Ricochet. They can just afford one. It appears they are going to be saving up this one.
Yeah,
maybe wanting to get the opposite next round.
No point in playing it risky, especially when you're up 4 rounds.
So true. Although, with how this half has been going, I wonder if they're going to be punished for this, letting RiZe Alliance maybe build up a bit of the economy they haven't had for the rest of the game.
That is a very good point. Looks like there's going to be a lot of pressure. 10-4 picking up down Banana, but panicking and trading out Majestic in the app's position.
Really, any damage that can be done by Ricochet will win in a round like this.
Nice little sight here. Widow giving his AK to Spade, trusting him a little bit more to hit the shots than maybe himself.
trading going down, but 10-4 magic versus rifle does get peeked over by Cimondo, who is pushing Banana. But Spade does hear him coming, and that is actually the B side open, although they are in no position to take it. It is now Spade versus the world, but if Ricochet had any player to try and win this round, I'm sure they would want it to be him.
Yeah, I think this might just be a save round from Spade, or he's just gonna kind of guns a-blazing go out. But it would be a massive throw if RiZe were to lose this round.
Very true. With the loss bonus where it's at, Spade may want to consider saving, definitely. He won't be able to buy much more into the next round, but he does peek out and Panda does get the kill. And it will be a third round for RiZe, getting up to half of Ricochet's round. Really a great rally there after 5-0 for RiZe, taking 3 out of the last 4 rounds and actually putting Ricochet into the more awkward spot economically.
Ricochet opting for the SMGs and the Deagle. Spade on the Krieg, obviously hit some nice shots. Cimondo picking up trade down Banana.
A beautiful shot there. Trayden even jumped for that shot, expecting it almost. But Cimondo shooting a little bit too quick, managed to get him on the cross.
It's the really aggressive first, like, 40 seconds of a round, and then it just gets slowed down so intensely.
And honestly, that's really... beautiful shot there by Widow. Yeah, that's really where Ricochet started to be punished a little bit. Majestic coming around the corner and taking off the head of Bubba. And now it's actually a very good position for Ricochet, although Cimondo does come out and get another kill. It will now be on Ricochet to try and get onto the B side. Taco taking out Majestic. Have taken Spade down to 1 HP, but he does take down Cimondo, bringing it into a 2v1. But that one was Spade's HP, and he has gone down.
Very good effort from Spade. When you're on 1 HP, there's not really a whole lot you can do to...
1 HP and a dream often remains just that, a dream.
Mostly ends up in a nightmare.
Yeah, in that case it definitely did. Yeah, as I was saying during that round, RiZe has been doing a good job of playing that aggression and playing up that aggression in the first 40 seconds of Ricochet, managing to get a lot of good utility damage and really gain control of each of these rounds and put Ricochet in the position to try and figure something out going into the later half of the round.
Yeah, for the first 10 rounds, it was all Ricochet's pace on the start of the rounds and all throughout the rounds. But now RiZe figuring out a way to kind of stunt it and make it sure that they're playing their game when they want to play it.
I feel what's really been the key for them here has been taking away that banana control, which Ricochet was just grabbing freely in the early rounds. As soon as they started nading down it and contesting for it, the only round they lost was the one where they weren't able to hold on to banana. Yep. As soon as Ricochet is kind of forced into either trying to retake banana or trying to force something towards the A site when RiZe knows it's coming, it just doesn't seem to be working for them.
Yeah, 10-4, taking down the 48 health off the nades down banana. Just kind of getting stunted here on this banana position is Ricochet.
Some aggression there by Cimondo, and there is no trade of late, but actually
10-4 with the amazing peek on Cimondo, and then Trayden team killing him.
What a great shot there by Trayden.
A lightning shot by Trayden. Ooh! And Bubba picking up Spade. Almost like a pre-fire in Boiler.
Trayden possibly making up for the last round. It is actually now fairly free on his side there for Widow. He will be able to get the plant down, but he is in a 2v1 against Hobos and Panda. Panda is the closer player with the rifle, and Hobos will be coming in probably to the library position with the op. And he should actually have a fairly good angle on
Ooh.
Widow right now. Widow lucky to be alive right now. Should take out Panicking.
Ooh, and Widow!
Onto Hobos. A beautiful clutch there by Widow.
Very much needed. I think that was a 3-round winning streak for RiZe.
Yes, it was.
Just to kind of switch the momentum around.
Ricochet is going to need some more big plays like that from players other than Spade if they want to really stay competitive in this match. Even though they are up 7-4, since the start of the game, it's really turned into RiZe's game.
Yeah, with the way these last 5 rounds have gone, it's kind of hard to. It's hard to remember the time when Ricochet was just kind of dumpstering.
With how this round is going, it's easy to see how RiZe managed to take the momentum away. With just pistols, 2 players and nearly 3 have gone down for Rick. They will win this round, of course, but some nice damage from almost a full save for RiZe there. Well, that might have actually been a full save, I'm not sure.
Simundo must have bought something. He's on 0 economy, but
Yeah.
maybe an armor out of Hobos, but other than that, yeah, full save. Looks like it's just going to be a standard save here by Bubba. Going to keep that AK and a Molotov smoked into the next round.
Yeah, he definitely made some good money with his save there, picking up that, even just that AK.
Traden throwing a little team flash there at 10-4 as he peeks out the cars. Traden's been picking on 10-4 last couple of rounds.
I mean, if you've met 10-4, are you surprised?
No. Not really.
No, we kid. We have known most of these players for a decent while now, especially if we take shots at them like this. We aren't just picking on Ricochet.
Looks like a pretty inconsistent buy here for RiZe, but with their aggression, the way they play this, I could see them taking this round.
They've opted to take a lot of their more save-like weapons towards the B site, and have left the rifle and the SMG on the A site. They might actually rotate Bubba fairly quickly because it appears that Taco has managed to get some good control towards the apps.
With all these nades coming in, it's going to be a fast rotate, I would expect, from Bubba. But he looks like he's holding strong there.
He might actually be choosing to save already. And a knife there from Hobos.
Oh, but Hobo's in the grill position, unchecked. Picking up a 10-4 as well.
I don't think Bubba wanted to help in this round, but Hobos kind of forced his hand, forced him to help out in this round.
Spade's still alive in this. Spade is the one that you wanted to keep alive in this, but Bubba being able to pick up. Spade going to be taken down by Taco. Running shot.
A round that never should have been won by RiZe, won completely on the back of Hobo's knife.
Just excellent control from Hobos in that round.
Yeah, and that was really what they needed going into that round, for Ricochet to make a mistake trying to take the site, and that's exactly what happened.
Bubba being a good teammate, throwing an AK at Taco while he's defusing.
And now just look at the economy of RiZe. Their lowest player on 1,000, yeah, but nearly 5,000 on Taco, and every player in an ability to have full nades in a kit, whether or not they choose to do so.
T's mostly on pistols here. 10-4 rocking that AK armor. Must not have heard the save call.
This is actually why Traden shot him in the head. Not because he knew this would happen, but because he knew something like this would happen.
10-4 going to be the first one to go down here. Getting caught looked like being Molotov and then just pop flashed. Peeked down banana.
A nice peek there by Hobos. And this round is just falling apart here for Ricochet. Obviously not much they could have done into it, but it is now left only onto Widow to try and get anything done in this round. Perhaps pick up a gun.
The AK is being picked up by RiZe. Gonna be taking those into the next round. And 10-4 is going to be on a no money here for this last round.
Really is unfortunate that he missed that call there. RiZe playing it safe, making sure that no guns can be recovered by Ricochet into the next round. Little do they know, I don't think Widow has any intention of moving from his spot. No, has to. But he does get spotted trying to cross over and make something happen towards the later half of the round. And that will be a 6th round from RiZe. What started out as a 5-0 half has really picked up for RiZe. They have, as soon as they got their economy under them, they've really shown that their CT side is something that, as soon as it gets going, is something to fear on Inferno.
Yeah, and that's a very scary buy from RiZe comparison to their T counterparts. Traden should be able to pick up an item here for 10-4. But 10-4 with that accidental buy, I have to assume, really kind of left them in an awkward position. No op for Traden, who would have bought one had there been money for it.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. It might have been some nerves maybe with the rounds getting away from them, maybe getting into the heads of Ricochet. You lose a few rounds in a row, you get a little bit frustrated, you just buy up wanting to get into the next round.
Yeah, especially after you're up 5-0.
Yeah. But especially in a game like this, that's the time you don't want to really let it get into your head. You got up 5-0, the ability to be up 5-0. Ricochet just needs to remember that they did start this game off winning. They started this game off taking control and showing RiZe what it was like to play in SKL.
And down to a 3v4 here for the T's. Traden and Majestic being tagged up really hard.
And full banana control taken by RiZe, almost forcing Ricochet onto the A site. It's going to be a peek here from Majestic, and it won't go well into that op.
Ooh, catching the leg of Widow. Taco ready for it.
And Majestic goes down, trying to peek into banana. It is now only onto Traden with 30 HP.
Traden gonna be going through the apartments here.
He hasn't made any noise yet, so he's still got a shot in this round. It's going to be tough for him, obviously, but when you have an AK, anything can happen. All you need is 4 bullets to win a round against 4 players.
Is he going for the KD saver play here? Just realizing now that it's the last round of the half. Has to go for it.
I think he was about to save. I mean, with 30 HP, a KD save isn't the worst move, but that smoke is no good and Bubba will get the kill on the cross. That is a 7-8 half. Ricochet only picking up 3 rounds after the start of the game.
Yeah, still anyone's game at this point. I know that'd be in my head a little bit after going up 5-0 though.
Yeah, it'll be on to Ricochet to just take this 30 seconds, take this mini timeout, really collect themselves, and as a team make sure they have the right mindset going into the T side. As when you're changing halves in this game, it might as well be a new game going into the second half, and they've just gotta make sure they play their own T side and don't let RiZe take control, or play their own CT side and don't let RiZe take control on the T side like they did on CT.
This pistol round will be extremely influential on how the next half will go.
Yeah, I think honestly it may be make or break for Ricochet. With how the momentum of the first half swung, I feel like this pistol would really help them out just for kind of taking momentum back.
Just looking at kind of the personal stats here, Taco and Samundo having a really good game. Trade 7 and 10 right now, but having a little bit of struggles with the rifles, it seems. But when he has that op, he is just a monster.
Hey, to be fair, Traden is 9 and 10. It just counted one of those as an 8. A nice shot there by Bubba, taking down 10-4. It is now only Majestic on the B side, no more, and that is a free B side for RiZe Alliance.
That was
a bad smoke. Actually, Spade getting a kill through the gap in the smoke. But yeah, that was dirty there by Bubba. Just running around corners.
A dry hit.
Yeah, and it worked out perfectly. I don't think they could have asked for any more from him. He just ran in, got 2 kills, and nearly got a 3rd one. But Ricochet managing to get 1 kill on the retake, but it will be Samundo going around behind him. It is now only on to Traden, and he will go down. That is the pissed round for RiZe, and we have a tie game. Something we haven't seen since the 9th round.
Looks like it's gonna be an SG buy already for RiZe.
RiZe definitely worried a bit about some aggression Ricochet might be throwing out, I think. They've finally just gotten back to even footing and they don't want to be throwing that away. But I think Ricochet might be a little bit worried at this point with RiZe getting to the tie game. Wonder if RiZe know they're walking the stack or not. And really, I wonder if it matters. The Widow, but yeah, a nice clean round there.
The only player to go down in that round was
yeah.
But immediately recovered as well by Bubba.
Yeah. They might just be taking control of the CP area. 10-4 and he does manage to take down 2 players. But after that kill, it looks like RiZe is looking towards the B site. Majestic has rotated back though. It seems he might be catching on to what they're doing. He will get some good damage done, but he does go down.
Spade and Traden here left in the 2v3, both on pistols with body armor. Ooh.
Missing a crucial shot there on Samundo, the full health player. A nice shot on Bubba though.
Traden. What an absolute monster play by Traden. Jumping up on the orange box and picking up 2.
Spade throwing Traden's gun in the water there.
Making
a little bit of disrespect.
Nothing wrong with
that. I mean, after all that blood they left on the site, that makes sense actually.
Yeah, you make your gun all slippery. You don't want that. Nobody wants that.
So true. Ricochet bringing it back up into a tie. And their buy actually looks fairly strong into this round. RiZe does have the up, but they also have the Mac 10.
And Mac 10 in the hands of Bubba though, after that pistol round, I believe anything.
Very true. With the playstyle RiZe has been showing, the kind of, not no respect aggression, but just like kind of no care aggression. They're just, and Bubba, when he runs out like that, you know he's playing his own game. And he might as well be playing against bots with the headshots he hits when he runs around corners.
That is Very true, but I don't like the fact that he called Ricochet a bunch of bots.
I mean, I calls them as I sees them.
Ooh.
But it looks like it will be a nice shot here for Taco one tap. Maybe he heard me calling him a bot. Had to prove me wrong there a little bit.
I would assume so.
Traden, if you're listening, A, don't listen to the game while you're playing. B, this is a cast based on a replay, so
That's kind of spooky.
yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. Whatever time travel cheating you're doing right now, stop. C, it is 10-4 and Majestic to hold the B site, so.
A bunch of nades being thrown. I think that's like 5 from RiZe and 2 from Ricochet, but let's see how Majestic here in the crossfire. Alba going down instantly. Majestic picking up 2.
Panda going into the back line, but he only has 3 seconds left, and this round is over. That will be at least the off saved by Simondo, and Ricochet is not really in a position to push it, but a nice hold there by Majestic.
Yeah, Majestic not having the greatest of showing on his team. 5 and 14 before that round, but now just those 2 crucial kills are what I like to call high impact kills.
Exactly. Even a player having the worst game can win a crucial round, and that's what Majestic just did for Ricochet. They really needed that one, and he gave them a good avenue back into this game, taking away some crucial momentum from RiZe.
RiZe really slowing down the playstyle here, not peeking into a whole lot, which is a little strange to me, especially with the 2 MAC-10s on their side.
Maybe going for a bit of a contact play, but really not much of a burst rating. Spade with a nice shot onto Taco, and that is a quick man down for absolutely 0 damage onto either side otherwise.
Spade is just too quick. He's gonna find a lot of damage here onto Hobos.
Too.
Volleying Boiler and backing up. Hobos looks like he's gonna take a hike out of there as well.
And RiZe really looking unsure as to what they want to do into this round. Like, definitely not wanting to save the AK and op again, but it'll really be on to either Panda or Simondo to make this round doable for them.
Then they're running right into like 3-man hold here.
Widow getting a nice shot on the Panda King, and Simondo going down. That is one with the rifles. And Spade will take him down.
Spade and Widow doing a nice little tic-tac-toe there in lane.
Definitely showing that they are experienced on this CT side. Their A-hold has been good so far this game, and they actually haven't been tested much, and now we see that that was a good call for RiZe. The A site definitely difficult to hit on Inferno, and Ricochet showing a masterclass on how to hold it and make sure that absolutely nothing can be done on the C side.
RiZe just kind of running into the meat grinder here of Traden and Spade. Widow finding a nade kill as well onto Panda King. Traden getting pressured here by Glock a little bit, but has some backup, so shouldn't be too worried. As well as Spade picking up Taco to finish up the round. 12-9 for Ricochet.
This is really the first momentum swing that Ricochet has had since the start of the game, and I think no matter what at this point, this is what they needed going forward. Especially after their week 1 loss, it's good to try and get something going forward into the league.
Spade and Widow here gonna passively nade mid, so trying to eliminate a lot of that pressure early. Bubba just doing his best, running up Banana. Not a caregiver.
Doing some good damage, but just not managing to secure that kill and that advantage into the round.
Panda King looking for a little bit of information out here. Gonna get Molotov. Oh, has to burn the smoke. And now Spade is gonna know exactly where one of them are.
It appears that RiZe is going to commit on that, And some quick movements towards the A site. A nice angle there by Stater. It's a double kill. Panda will trade him out. Widow trades him back out. Bubba taking out Widow. It is trades back and forth, and now we are into a 3v2 with Bubba only having 2 HP and Samundo at half health.
I've seen RiZe win some crazier rounds. I don't think this is quite too much trouble for them.
Especially on the side with Bubba. Samundo picking one up. It is now 10-4 against Bubba though. One bullet will do it either direction, but 10-4 doesn't know where he is. Checking pitch, and that is not where he is. Bubba using the smoke. Beautiful play there by Bubba, clutching out that round.
A perfect example of a post-plant situation.
Bubba showing that he can be patient along with his untamable aggression.
With
Really
that
well
round
as a
win
player.
though, RiZe still hurting a little bit on the economy. Taco opting for a P90 into this round.
Really, that may have been a personal choice though. Looking at his money, he actually has 1,500 left.
That's true. P90 is like 2,300, if I'm not mistaken.
Some nice damage there from Hayes, but nothing slowing RiZe down. That is a kill there from Taco. He does get traded out by 10-4, but they know 10-4's position. Widow definitely has some shots through the smoke there, otherwise RiZe will just run all over Widow. Or run all over 10-4. 10-4 hiding behind. Samundo is still alive on the side, and finally picking him up. In all of that, while 10-4 was on the site, the bomb actually did get planted.
What a just chaotic series of events on the B site.
Who needs to clear a site when you can just plant while 3 of your players are in a gunfight with a player on site?
Oh! What an unfortunate runaround by Spade, not noticing, panicking, jumping up onto the dark barrels.
How did they get in those from where?
Spade shift walking up through Coffin and then panicking, just noticing him walk past him.
That nearly went bad in both directions, and it looks like Panicking just got the better end of that bad luck.
Uh, 12-11 here for RiZe Alliance. After Ricochet's little resurgent, it's just the same kind of story where RiZe finding out how to play around them, taking advantage of them. Ooh! Majestic going down through the smoke by a random spray by Bubba.
Luckily, that was only their shotgun. They do still have their rifles, but always bad to lose a player that early into the round.
Such an unfortunate way as well. I know I'd be a little on edge after that. Oh!
That was dirty. Widow being involved. Close the match after that one. Getting a nice kill, Panda trading back out. Trading Panda taking up a nice 2-piece there to end the round and bring it back into a tie game. I think 10-4 is giving Widow a second after that dirty headshot there by Hobos.
He's gonna have to recollect his bearings after that one.
After a round like that, it really will be on Traden to kind of sit his team down, talk to them, get all their heads back in the game. This game's definitely not over. They showed in this half that they have the ability to take rounds off RiZe and control the half. They just have to remember to play their own game and really just keep control.
Majestic opting for that XM10 again, is with the rest of Ricochet opting for pistols and a few nades. 2 smokes and 1 HE to be specific.
In the hands of Majestic, I'm never sure, but this could be a bad sign, with shotguns often being one of those tilt guns along with SMGs that players tend to pick up.
Or he's just a gambler. It's a $2,300 investment, or 2,000. 2,000?
Oh, I don't get me wrong. There's definitely a time and a place for a shotgun. But I feel like for a rush mid, that's not it.
Spade with a team kill onto Majestic.
Yeah. Spade was not happy about that shotgun though.
Being able to take down Taco and Hobos though help out a little bit on the economy game. The T's are definitely not hurting.
Yeah, it's going to take a bit. It's going to take probably a couple rounds to break their economy, and unfortunately, Ricochet doesn't have a couple rounds to give at this point. They've really got to put their foot down now.
Yeah, there's only a couple rounds left in the game.
Yeah, but it is still a close game, and I feel like this round is a really important one for Ricochet to win. If they lose this one, they will be in a very bad spot towards the end of the game, but if they can pull it back, it is still anyone's game. A nice shot there from Panda on the Spade, and that will be a push. Drayton jumping up though. Both him and Bubba, or both of them having nades out. Bubba manages to save him though, and Samundo runs out into the Deagle, takes out Widow. It's now only 10-4 and Majestic. They might just opt to save in this 4-on-2.
Galen, I'm gonna ask you if you're noticing what I'm noticing when RiZe is just taking these sites. You notice what what's one thing lacking? Very specific.
Any sort of smoke or molly to slow them down?
Precisely. There has been very little counter nades or counter utility in the hands of Ricochet.
That's definitely been one of their largest weaknesses. The usage on RiZe Alliance has been a lot stronger this game, and I feel like let's look at the. Let's see if I can look at utility damage. 300 for Samundo, nearly 200 for Taco 1 tap, 175 for Hobos, and 50 for Panda. It's not bad on the side of Ricochet, but it's not as good. They really need to just be using flashes and smokes to slow down these hits a little bit.
Majestic buying an XM10 again.
Oh, there are maybe some of the nades that Ricochet needs to be. Majestic one shot kills Taco does trade him out with his P90 though.
That is a
it
Swift
is the
1800.
meme on violence.
$1,800 for Majestic on that exchange.
Definitely worth for him, keeping his team in the round too. But I'll be honest, I was happy to see that meme on meme violence with Taco taking him down with the P90.
Always nice. 3v3 here. Ricochet almost full health. Taco only one kind of hurting. Panicking gonna go for the plant on the cover of the smoke.
Does nearly get sprayed down. I believe he did get spotted there by Widow, and it will be Spade on the. He does manage to get the back of Samundo. That is Panda going down, and that is Taco going down. A nice retake there on the side of Ricochet. Oof, that is unfortunate. It looks like we had DC there on the side of Samundo. It was kind of strange that he just got shot in the back there.
Yeah, especially when Spade jumped.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have mattered much in the end. I think Spade still would have picked him up, but...
Yeah. Just some unfortunate timing there. Even if you were probably going to lose a fight, to not get the opportunity to take it is
always a dagger
a little
in the
bit
heart.
gutting.
Majestic
it's definitely a choice at this point.
Yeah, getting the economy off of the XM10 and opting for it again.
And yeah, if honestly, he's getting kills with it, the shotguns are working out, he should keep investing in the shotguns.
Molotov gonna force 10-4 here, forcing Majestic into a very awkward position. Getting tagged to the wall by the op. Knowing that they have an XM10 up the banana. I don't know if they'd opt to go for this anymore.
Yeah, they've been slowed down and they have fallen back.
Trading in kind of a sneaky position there, boosted up on top of the window ledge. But they're just walking
He
through
is
the smoke.
going, peeking through it, does Samundo through the smoke takes him down. It is now just Spade with the up from the graveyard position. He has not been spotted. He should get the kill on Panda, but a quick trade there by Hobos.
That was a pretty
And
important kill. It's going to give him a lot of time to rotate to get onto this site to help fight back.
Yeah, that was the bomb planter.
Simundo watching the lane position. 10-4. 10-4 tagging him though with the headshot down to 10 HP.
It will be onto Widow and Majestic. Majestic once again trying to turn this meme of the XM into reality. He goes around the corner. Unfortunately, does not see Hobos. Bubba going around, taking out Widow, and that will be match point for RiZe Alliance. Ricochet, of course, in this league we do have overtime, so Ricochet is not out of this yet. And they obviously will be bringing everything into this round, but trying to pull back the last 2 rounds with how all over the place their economy is will be tough.
Widow taking the op this time around, picking up Simundo down mid. What a very important kill for them into this round. Majestic.
And Majestic taking out Taco. This round could not be going better for them so far. 10-4 nearly taking out Hobos. We are into a 4v2.5.
Ooh, and Panda and Hobo is going to be doing the Bogdan Law.
Yeah, Hobos with that up can still get anything done. Bogdan, a much wiser man than us all, has made sure Hobos can still contribute.
Thank you, Bogdan.
It looks like we have a little bit of a flank here coming into the stage. We will get Bubba. Hobos making the op work with his 4 HP. Now he's the only one left. It will be tough for him to clutch out this round.
Traden playing this very safe, maybe not having the information that Hobos is extremely tagged.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if they knew, they'd be playing a lot more aggressive, possibly even trying to hunt him down, because it looks like he may actually be opting to maybe go for a pick or something, but he might choose to save and make sure Panda has a good buy from Bubba into the next round. Like, their economy is good, but the next round is definitely the last one, so might as well make sure they have the best buy possible.
Yeah, and already securing that round 15, there's no point of risking it. You can put yourself in a better position to win the round, then you might as well go for it.
Of course, with how our league scoring works, a team receives 3 points for a regulation time win, so that will be valuable for RiZe. But because they have overtime guaranteed, even if they lose the game at this point, RiZe still picks up a point, and that's important going into later in the season when you might end up in a tie. You really want those. You really want to take your losses at least to overtime.
Yeah, that is very true. And Ricochet here trying to fight for their very first point.
One tap eating that name. Some nice damage there for Ricochet to start off the round. And it looks like they're correctly reading this aggression too. Widow falling back possibly at the worst time. RiZe seeming unsure on if they want to go through with this hit. Throwing the nades over though.
Just completely cleaning up the B site here. 5-on-3 retake position, smokes up. This is going to be extremely hard for Ricochet to break through.
They've made it a little bit easier for themselves.
Paco going down to a nade from Traden. I believe the kids would call that a Kobe. The counter
time is ticking though.
Counter nades coming out of the CTs. Panic King shutting down Spade and Traden. Just left a Widow in the coffin position, picking up kill on Panic King, but eventually going down to Bubba.
A nice game there by RiZe. They definitely really took, like, obviously this was a very close game, but like it was RiZe's game. And considering how much control they had in the rounds they won, and even in some of the rounds they lost, it probably would have been gutting for them to lose this one.
Yeah. Very, very nice scenes from Ricochet. So
Yeah, it shows a lot. They showed a lot of potential this game, and I think they have a great look going forward. They just need to tighten some things up and honestly work on their mid-round utility. Just slow down the kind of aggression that was being thrown at them by RiZe. I believe next week they're playing Det, so that will be vital towards their gameplay. Det being a notoriously aggressive team, especially on maps like Inferno.
very much so. I believe they were the only ones that can kind of contend with bottom shelf or top shelf. Sorry.
We don't talk about bottom shelf.
Yeah, we don't top shelf in season 2.
But yeah, next week we are looking in for some good games. We do as I said, Ricochet versus Dat in Group B, RiZe Alliance against Sika Bliat, and Obama and the Grugs against Agency. And on the A side, we have Cloud9 against Gravity Gaming, Heatstroke against New Respawn, and Heaven's Gate against Hot Garbage. But yeah, I'm gonna hit you with some spicy results from this week's playdays. You ready for it, Cody?
I think I'm ready for it.
Okay, so we got the Heatstroke against the Gravity. That was a nice game on Mirage. We got a 16-7 for Heatstroke.
Whoop,
A
whoop.
nice win for them on their second game of the season after their devastating loss against Cloud9 in Week
You
1.
didn't have to
We
say
got,
devastating.
we got Cloud9 against Heaven's Gate, bringing another devastating loss to their opponent, Heaven's Gate, 16-1 for Cloud9 on Inferno. New Respawn against Hot Garbage. That is on Overpass, and that is a 16-7 for Hot Garbage, showing that they are very comfortable on the off-meta picks, such as Overpass. A popular map, definitely not up there with Inferno and Mirage, though. Still handily taken from Hot Garbage. Over on the Group B side of things, we've got RiZe Alliance versus Ricochet, which you just saw. Close game, 16-14 on Inferno. Great job to RiZe. Close game by Ricochet. They're looking good going forward, though. Dat against Obama and the Grugs. We have a shutout on Dust 2 with Dat taking the 16-0 and Sika Blad against the Agency on Mirage. That was a nice 16-11 for Agency. So looking at the standings after week 2, we have Clout9 and Hot Garbage at 2-0. We have Heaven's Gate and Heatstroke at 1-1, and we have Gravity Gaming and New Respawn at 0 wins each. That is, of course, since none of the games went into overtime, 6 points for Clout9 and Hot Garbage, 3 points for Heatstroke and Heaven's Gate, and no points for Gravity or New Respawn. Again, top 4 teams going into playoffs. These are the week 2 results, so they don't mean much quite yet, but great start for Cloud9 and a great start for Hot Garbage. This is what they're going to want to make sure they make it into playoffs, secure their spots going into week 3 or 4.
Yeah,
On the B side,
very important.
yeah. On the B side of things, we have Dat and Agency going up 2-0, securing those 6 points each. We have Sika Bliat and RiZe Alliance grabbing those 1-1 records, and we have Obama and the Grugs and Ricochet securing, as I like to call it, the gravity spot at 0-2.
Unfortunate name.
But all of those games as well did not go to overtime, so that will be 6 points, 3 points, and no points for those teams. So Cody, we will hopefully be back again. Maybe not you and I, but SKL will hopefully be back again sometime next week with some week 3 results and another great match.
I want to thank you all for hanging out with us for these last hour ish,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Great.
hope you'll join us again next week.
It's been great casting this for y'all. Have a good night.